Hello, everybody, and finally, welcome back to Magical Marriage Lunatics. So it's been a cool minute. By cool minute, I mean what, almost a year. Um, I've already gone through all that, but yeah, I'm excited to jump back into this. Now, I don't remember anything about what happened. The last thing I remember was meeting the Fox Girl, and then something about a cafe. Um, so, yeah, let's just get back into this. We're starting off with Yuta here. Whoa! I jumped back involuntarily. The floor was soaked. She probably just got out without drying off. Oh boy! What have I come back to? Uh, that's the kind of thing I should have told her. Who are we talking about here? And the fridge door is wide open. Oh, it's it's the Fox girl. I forgot her name. Oh my gosh. Who? I slapped my hand over my eyes, but still peeked between my fingers. Of course you did. Of course, you my homie, man. Of course you did. I wasn't proud of being overcome by my desires.
ユータ
Oh, Karen. Okay.
何してるの
Oh, I laughed awkwardly, still covering my eyes. So you're just sitting there with your hand over your eyes, laughing awkwardly? That wouldn't creep her out a bit? It would have been alarming to anyone but Karen. Okay, well, I guess he just answered that. She just sat looking expectantly at me. I should ask you the same.
なんか食べるものないかなって何にもなかったけど
Yuta, you ain't got no... Are you okay, man? No food? Come on. Nope. Got milk, though. Wah! I could see, but it was still barely covered. Bruh, we got milk censorship. Can like forget light beams and mist. We got milk covering the goods. Oh shit! Something hot rushed up the back of my nose, and I was soon overwhelmed by a metallic scent. Did you have a nosebleed? I heard, I hurried I hurried and plugged my nose. There we go, and started to pant through my mouth. Karen didn't seem the least bit aware as she clung. Wow, I cannot read. Karen didn't seem the least bit aware as she chugged the milk from her cup.
おいしいお風呂上がりの牛乳ってうまいよね
So Yuta is sitting here, blood gushing out of his nose, with his hand, I believe, still covering his eyes, and the other one covering his nose. And we got Karen sitting here, being censored by a carton of milk and not caring. I missed this so much. This is a great thing to come back to.
あもらってよかったもう飲んじゃったけど
You drink all. Okay, Karen, we gotta have a talk. You can't just be drinking all the milk like that. It's fine. Have all you want. Well, she just did. It's all gone. That's what she said. I was holding my nose, so my voice was all throaty. So it was like, yeah, you could have as much as you want. Something like that. Karen finally noticed something was up. She tilted her head and asked me, could she not see the blood?
ユータどうかしたの
I quickly scanned the room for tissues. Not a single one in sight. Man, if only you were playing Yakuza, they hand those things out to you like candy. I gave up and kept talking with my nose plugged.
Karen,
あ
you can't just lounge around the house in such a state.
Karen sat for a moment, obviously staring at me. Her cheeks blushed lightly, and she chuckled.
なんだ、ユウタったら照れてるんだ。
Well, you're the one who should be beautiful. Should be bashful. I was gonna say beautiful. Well, she is beautiful. You're the one who should be bashful. She was technically covered, yeah, by a milk carton, although barely. I mean, you're a girl, you know? I tried to sound convincing, but with my eyes still glued on her. I thought you were covering your eyes. It was futile.
照れることないじゃん。
I am.
だって私たちちぎりを交わした仲なんだし。私ばっちゃんに言われたんだ。夫となる男以外の前では裸になっちゃいけないって。
Well, you have the best granny, or Grammy,
と
as
い
she
うこと
says.
はユウタの前ならいいってことだよね。
I suddenly couldn't agree nor disagree. Karen swiftly stood up and moved toward me. The towel only covered her trunk. That's... What a first sentence. Her long arms and legs stuck out enticingly.
ユウタ。
Oh, whoa. Nothing pushed me, but somehow I fell flat on my butt. Yuta, man, that's the power of the protagonist. Karen got down on all fours and continued advancing toward me. Uh-oh. She likely wasn't conscious of it, but it was a maddeningly alluring pose.
ユウタ。
Her cleavage. Another wave of blood gushed forth deep from inside my nose. But since I still had it
plugged, it flooded down my throatus.
Ew, gross. Yuta, my dog, you can't, no. Just let it out at that point. Don't be drinking that shit.
どうかした？なんか苦しそうだけど。
Just then, I heard an icy cold voice from somewhere above us. Oh boy, is it Vampire Girl? I remember her and the vampire had a bit of a rivalry, like, you know, a feud or whatever.
何してるのよ。
Yes, sir.
あ、
I forgot how much I love that face. Oh, it's Julie too. I believe she's a succubus.
なんだよ。夫婦が仲良くしているところ覗いたりするなよ。誰と誰が夫婦ですって？
It's Yuta and you three.
まったく、何やら不穏な匂いがするものだから様子を見に来てみればこれだもの。エッチなのはいけないと思います。
Oh, she's a pure succubus. I forgot about that.
ジョージセクシーな格好のムマが言ってもあまり説得力がないわね。
You know what? Strangely enough, that is very true. Karen, even though she's wearing a towel, still has more on than Julie does. That's very odd. Aw, poor girl.
まあそれは置いといて。いつまでそんなことしてるのよ。早くどきなさい。やだ。
Oh, shut down.
じゃあ実力行使ね。ゆり、手伝って。
Uh-oh. Double waifu attack. The two of them hoisted Karen by her arms, forcing her to stand. Phew. The inescapable libido overwhelming me waned. Okay. Allowing me to breathe normally.
せっかく盛り上がっていたのに。
Oh yeah, they were.
盛り上がっていたのはカリンの頭の中だけでしょ。
Oh yeah, they were.
なんだと？
The second it slipped off of her. Wow. Gonna have to edit this. Okay. Did not expect naked sprites. Boom. Okay. Can I just have this face, this right here, this right here, can I just have this on my wall? Sploosh! Can we end this scene so I don't have to? Oh gosh.
匂いがしたのは不穏ではなく血だったの
Oh,
ね。
okay, she's a vampire. I get it. Rip my boy. That was, I could not have come back to a more appropriate scene. Oh, man. I could really go for a steak. How did we go from Fox Girl losing her towel to, man, I want a steak? Around noon. Usually I got lunch at the Honeydew, but I was pretty sure Shirahase-san couldn't just whip a steak for me. It's probably because of all that blood loss last night. Jeez. I had a big red splotch under my nose when I woke up. Dry blood. It happened so fast. One minute her towel was there, and the next it was gone. I hate being like a manga character. Well, you're not technically a manga character, but I mean, when I see boobies, my nose turns on the red waterworks. Of course, it wasn't like I saw naked girls all the time. But even online and stuff, sometimes you just end up searching for naked girls. Yuta, what kind of hentai you watch, my bro? You want to talk hentai with me? Huh? Are you into Onichichi? You into that classic? Maybe you're a fan of the vanilla. You like the futa. I mean, what are we talking about here? Even pictures had the effect on me. So the real thing was exponentially more potent. No, don't bring it back. I can't. The real thing. That was my first time. Then. Goosh. Sounds like Goofy. Goosh. I blew my nose. Wonderful. I could trigger a nosebleed through memory alone. Expelling even another drop of blood made me even hungrier. I looked back as I left the house. Above Julie's temple-like house, there was a house that seemed to be ripped straight from ancient Japan. This is getting more surreal by the day. When I arrived downtown, the streetlights were adorned with colorful balloons. Ooh, festival. This happened occasionally, mostly to make it a more fun outing for families. It was always crowded on weekends, so it was hard to say if that contributed at all. As I was heading to the Chinese restaurant, I saw an elementary school girl staring up at the trees. Yuta, keep walking. Keep walking. I looked up too and saw a balloon caught in the branches. You want me to get that? Pretty, please. Sure. I played cool, but I had never actually climbed a tree. Shouldn't be that hard. Thoroughly underestimating it, the next 5 minutes were a struggle. I'm with you, my dude. I don't know how people do that. An odd sensation came over me during that time. It was like deja vu, although it should have been my first time climbing a tree. Hadn't I done something like this before? I couldn't shake the feeling. I hadn't the foggiest under which circumstances it transpired, though. I hadn't the foggiest under which circumstances it transpired, though. That sentence doesn't really feel right to me. I don't know why. At any rate, I reached the top. But the balloon was stuck on a super thin branch, so I had to try and grab it while staying on the trunk. I stretched my body and arm to their limits. My other hand gripping the trunk gradually slipped, and I was barely holding on with my fingertips. Got it!
Wow.
That one, ugh. Damn, I can't resituate myself. My body was stretched out almost horizontally. I managed to hold back myself on a branch, but it was too thin to hold my weight. I tried to act on my bravado, only to become a cat in the tree. To make matters worse, I could hear some disheartening sounds. Damn, this isn't good.
Are you okay?
The girl who was ecstatic a moment ago was scared. Maybe I should just take a leap of faith. The ground looked a little too far away. Are you gonna Assassin's Creed this shit? How the heck did I get up so high? In the first place, it looked like it was a stone throw away. In my helpless confusion, the branch finally snapped. Oh! Oh, new girl! Ooh. She's a cutie. Huh? I waited, but the pain never came. I hesitantly opened my eyes, and sure enough, I was flat on the ground. Wait, scratch that. I was on top of something. Soft, and I felt no pain whatsoever. What's going on here?
よかった。どうやら怪我はないみたい。
Who are you? I turned my head in confusion, but noticed instantly. I mean, I know who she is. She's on the title screen, but I don't know her name. I could have sworn I fell into a mat or something. But there was nothing of the sort beneath me. I could see the ground directly below, which meant I was floating in midair.
Mister, are you okay?
Yeah. The cushion of air faded, and I landed with a plop on the ground. Here you go.
Thanks.
What the heck just happened?
ゆうたさん。
Oh. Yes? Ooh, I like her kind of veil that she has going on here. Okay, so let me take a guess. Okay, so we got vampire, succubus, fox, demon, and who? Okay, well, childhood friend as well, but she doesn't really factor into the guessing of what species monster they are. What are you? So you have a veil, you have a crown. You're dressed very respectfully in like a kimono or yukata. I don't know exactly what it is. I'm not that much of a weeb. Maybe like some kind of water spirit, like a I don't know why the first thing that came to my head was Kappa. I highly doubt she's a Kappa. Some kind of like maybe she's like also she could be like a goddess. I see. I don't know, something very kind of majestic, I would think.
ご無沙汰いたしております。私、より姫です。
Yorihime. The girl in front of me smiled pleasantly. Huh? She had such a wonderful smile that I could only produce an awkward utterance in response. I mean, she was absolutely stunning. And it all happened so fast.
ごめんなさい。いきなり挨拶したところで、ゆうたさんは覚えていませんよね。
I nodded in vague acknowledgement, and she gave me an exquisite yet humble bow of the head. There was no question that her manners were refined.
私蜜の玉より姫です。かつてあなたと交わしたちぎりを頼りにこちらにやってまいりました。
My boy. Also, that is a very, very long, complicated name. Maybe not for some people, but Mitsuno Tama Yorihime.
ゆうたさん
Oh, she's cute. She's adorable. She moved close to me with rosy cheeks and whispered,
私のすべて受け止めてくださいませ。
My boy Yuta batting 1,000 right now. Hang on. I managed to compose myself and take a deep breath. About that, Mitsutama Yorihime-san. I didn't know what to call her, so I just went with her too long full name. See, even Yuta knows.
お呼びください。
Even Yuta catched on to my feelings of that name. Yes, Yorihime is much easier. Yorihime-san.
より姫です。
Come to think of it, I had only been addressing all the other princesses by their first names. Lucy telling me to do so initially had some influence over that, and it just seemed natural with Julie and Karen. But giving this girl an honorific felt more natural. She just had such a proper impression. Okay, Yorihime.
Hi.
Sorry, there's other girls I have a pact with.
あら、それは
Yes, sir. I gave her the rundown, and she nodded in understanding.
本音を申しますと残念ではありますが、もともとちぎりのことも強いて私から行ったようなことでした。それにユータさんに記憶がない以上責めることはできませんから。
I'm glad you understand.
ちぎりの戦後関係も定かではありませんが、ともあれ今はみんな横並びということでよろしいのでしょうか。
Basically, I mean that I would understand it that way. Yeah, exactly.
では私も候補の一人に加えてくださいませね。
So you want to join the harem? Is that what you're asking here? Yeah, of course.
よかった。
Yokata. I would imagine a girl like Yorihime would have a parade of candidates fighting for approval. It was all the more surprising that she would be but one among many. Realizing my unique circumstances, I felt a wave of inexplicable joy.
それにしてもユータさんはやっぱり優しいのですね。
I am?
あの時と同じで私とっても嬉しくなってしまいました。
What do you mean by kind?
先ほどの風船ですよ。
Ah. Oh, no, that was nothing.
私の方も声をかけようとしたんです。そうしましたらユータさん木を登り始めましたので、
What a coincidence.
それで私は脇から見ていました。
Ah, so when I fell, I felt like there was a cushion holding me above the ground. Was that you?
はい、あれは私の神気が生み出したものです。
Divine energy. So I'm guessing she is some kind of a goddess or something. Divine energy. Is that one of your race's special traits?
私は
Goddess.
女
Okay.
神です。
Like my first initial thing with just the veil and whatnot. She looked maybe like a water thing, like a water spirit. But yeah, goddess. Yeah, my second guess. A goddess, huh? It made perfect sense at that point. She was as gentle and beautiful as one. You mentioned the past. Was that when we made a pact? Yorihime nodded.
この羽衣
She fluttered an end piece of fabric toward me. It had a faint glow to it. Upon closer inspection, I saw it was actually floating.
この羽衣は女神にとって命よりも大事なもので、決して手放してはならないものです。それがあの時の私は幼かったためでしょう。ついうっかり手元から離してしまい、そして強い風が吹いたのでした。
And Yuta was there to save the day. Ah. After traversing some sort of wasteland, I could see what looked like an oasis. It was definitely a large pool of water, so I headed in that direction. A gust of wind blew grains of sand in my eyes. Oh, that sucks. I hate that. An jolt of pain made me stop. I blinked rapidly, and after a few seconds, I regained my sight. It seemed like I had been walking for an eternity, but I finally reached it. On the edge of the oasis, there was a towel or something hung up on a tree branch, waving in the breeze.
誰かいらっしゃるんですか？どなたかいらっしゃるなら、ぜひともお願いしたいことがあるのですが。
Well, lucky for you. I turned toward the source of the voice. Oh god. Again? Oh, sorry. I hastily look away. You said you needed help?
はい。あなたが良き人であると信じて、一つお願いがございます。木に引っかかってしまった羽衣、取ってきていただけませんでしょうか。
Shaw? You mean that?
そうです。あれです。あれは私にとって命よりも大事なもので、ただうっかり池のほとりに置いていたところ、先ほどの風で、あれがないと私は赤子のように無力なのです。
Okay, I'll go get it for you.
ありがとうございます。
I grabbed onto the tree trunk, despite never having climbed one before. Oh, okay, so that's why he felt that he remembered how to climb, even though he said he didn't. I shuffled up about a meter, then started to slip down. After a few simple attempts, I was getting irritated. If that was one of my belongings, I would just have given up and gone home. I'd like to go home, but I can't. More important than life itself, that's what she said. Time for some elbow grease. Yay, I got it. What? I just barely reached past my arm's limit. I free fall and slam into the ground.
大丈夫ですか？
I'm fine. The wind was knocked out of me, so all I could do was squeak out a reply. I stood up, and my elbows and knees trembled in pain.
ありがとうございます。今落っこちてしまったんですよね。
What gave you that impression? I nodded.
ごめんなさい。
Oh no.
私のせいでそんな。
Don't cry. I shook my head and then looked down at the ground. I didn't see any stones. I removed one of my shoes and turned it upside down to use as a weight for her shawl. Now it won't go anywhere.
はい。ありがとうございます。
After waiting at the tree for a bit, the girl came over to me.
先に傷を流しましょう。ここの池は霊力があって、傷もすぐに治ります。
Pretty helpful. Enchanted. She gently pulled my hand and we returned to the lakeside.
座ってください。
I did as she said, and she scooped up some water in her hands.
傷口を。
I held out my arm, and she carefully dripped the water onto it. Huh? The pain immediately faded, and before I knew it, the scars smoothed over. My disbelief rendered me speechless. She went back and forth between me and the lake a few times, and eventually, I was in tip-top shape.
本当にありがとうございました。あなたは私の命の恩人にも等しい人です。
Oh, no.
面倒もいとわず、あなたはなんて親切な人なのでしょう。 私あなたにお礼がしたいです。
Repay? You don't need to.
お礼と言っては失礼とは思いますが。
Time to get married. She gently embraced me. Huh? On my forehead.
これはちぎりです。あなたが望むなら私はあなたに私のすべてを捧げます。
Little Yuta, he's lost to the world.
お名前を教えてください。
Yuta.
ゆうたさんですね。私は頼姫。
Yorihime.
あなたは人間界の人だから今このまま一緒にいることは叶いませんが、別れはかりそめのことです。きっとまたお会いしましょう。
And so it was said, so it shall be. Okay, so I think that's a pretty good spot to end it. We got quite a bit of stuff happening in this section. First and foremost, we got some editing that needs to be done. I will gracefully ask my friend if he can help me out with that. We got some pretty big developments with a new character, a new girl, Yorihime, and we got her backstory of how she met Yuta. So all in all, actually a pretty good development just happening in this one part. But yeah, it was nice to get back to this, and I can't wait to see what happens next. I believe if the title screen is anything to go on, there is only one more girl that we have yet to meet. But I'm pretty excited to meet her nonetheless. So, with that being said, and with all the rambling done, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.